grew up in San Diego, California. My parents are Jack and Illis Neal. I have two brothers. Mike, he's my older brother. Dave is my younger brother. I played football in the JV my 9th grade year, and there was a guy by the name of Ross. I can't remember his last name. But he challenged me. He said that wrestling was the tougher sport than football, and I willingly took that challenge. I said, you're wrong. Football's the toughest sport out there. And I showed up to practice every day. I was getting choked and pinned and beaten, and I still wouldn't give in because I'm very stubborn, which is a good attribute to have in wrestling. And finally, at the awards banquet at the end of the year, I admitted that wrestling was definitely a lot tougher than football. My father told me, he's like, hey, you started the sport of wrestling. I think you should continue in it. I told my father, I said, Dad, you don't understand. The sport of wrestling is not very fun because fighting off your back is the toughest thing you can ever experience in your life. And so he gave me some advice at the time that was pretty simple but very effective. He kind of told me, well, why should you fight off your back? Why don't you be the guy that's pinning your opponent instead of the guy that's getting pinned? In 1994, I took 4th in the high school state meet, and my dad told me we were going to go to the freestyle state meet, and then I was able to go back to Fargo and kind of come out of nowhere and win the championship for junior nationals at 220 pounds. I went to Cal State Bakersfield. I saw the brand of wrestling that they put out there on the mat, and we might not be the most technical guys. We might not be the most skilled guys or the best looking guys, but we're going to get out there, we're going to be tough, and we're going to beat people we're not supposed to beat. Coach Pope and Coach Kerr worked with me on the double leg, changing levels, penetrating, and coming up instead of going down. I used to shoot and go down all the time, and they helped me change levels, penetrate, and go up. And that was the key to the success of the double leg. Once I got my freshman year, I was fortunate to qualify for the national tournament, and I went in there and just battled, and I was fortunate again. I was able to take 4th place. Next year, I made it to the finals. I took 2nd, and then the last 2 years, I was able to win the national championship.
10 seconds now. Tries to go low, and out of bounds with 4 seconds to go.
Looks like Stephen Neal's feeling it a little bit. He knows he's in a good position here, leading by a point, and he'll hang on.
Stephen Neal, your heavyweight champion, defends his title 2 years in a row.
Coach Kerr, he's a very special man in my life. He's probably one of the most hard-nosed people I've ever met. He instills toughness in every person he's around.
Steve Neal is Cal State's best athlete ever, which is quite an accomplishment in itself.
The guy I worked out with every day by the name of Darryl Pope. We've traded scars, sweat, blood, everything, you name it, we've traded it. And I wouldn't be the wrestler I am today if it wasn't for him.
What made Stephen Neal such a special athlete? Get asked that question all the time. And while there are several attributes, he's quick, he's strong, he's smart, he's athletic. Probably the overwhelming attribute that comes to mind, though, is the power of his mind.
In 1999, I was able to win the US Open and then win the World Team Trials and get to represent the country from the Pan Am Games and also in the World Championships. I knew I had a really good shot to be successful, be dominant in the first couple matches. And so I wanted to go out there and set the tone for the World Championships. The South African had a terrible stance, and so I just knew I wanted to go out there and end that quick and be explosive. And I was able to hit a nice high crotch switch off to a double, and I think I got a touch fall in 5 seconds. I was hoping my opponents would watch the match and maybe be a little bit intimidated because, winning the match is important, but how you win it is even more important. Darryl Pope, he was able to travel with me. He's my workout partner my entire career, and we knew one of my strengths was conditioning. Figured I was going to take a shot right off. As soon as the whistle blew, I was going to take a shot and get in there. I thought the low single was there, but as soon as I shot that low single, I realized how quick the Russian was, and got behind pretty early, but I didn't panic and just kept fighting. And Coach Strobel was in my corner, and he was able to give me the wisdom to give a couple fake shots and then just fire in there, and I was able to get a nice double leg coming out of the break and close the gap. And And the match ended up where I was able to win 4-3. Didn't score as many points as I thought I would, but came out on top, and I was very, very excited with the results.
I believe if you came out today, you'd still be a contender for an Olympic medal and a world medal. You're that good, and I just want people to understand that.
Being able to wear a singlet with the American flag on there is something that I'll never forget, and it's very special for me. I was the favorite in 2000 to qualify for the team, and I think I might have even been the favorite to win the Olympics in 2000. But I had a very humbling experience. I was beaten by Kerry McCoy, who trained his tail off to come out there and beat me, and which he did. But I realized that the sun comes up the next day after your failures, and you just got to move on. And so I planned for revenge in 2001, but that fell up short too. And luckily for me, I was at the Bruce Baumgartner wrestling camp, where I was talking with Matt Gaffari, told him my plans someday, I was going to figure out how to play football, and he just happened to know an agent in Cleveland by the name of Neil Cornrich. So he made the call, and so we went to Cleveland. I met up with Neil, and the next thing you know, I'm in New England working out with the Patriots, with their second-year coach, Bill Belichick, who Neil represented, and that opportunity gave me a great 10 years of my life playing football, so I'm very thankful for that. In the sport of wrestling, the skill sets I picked up were that hard work can get you to be successful in any situation. Also the balance you learn from wrestling, the hand fighting. There's so many things that help me out in the sport of football. The individual battle that you have, not wanting to lose any position, to dominate in every situation. Those are all things that carried over for me in football and helped me to stay with the team for the 10 years and have all the success I was able to have. At Cal State Bakersfield, I met a girl named Jody Thompson, and she played softball. Right away we hit it off, and we ended up getting married, having 3 kids, and I got to thank her for being so supportive through wrestling and football. Being an athlete, she understands what it takes to be dedicated and disciplined to be successful. So I'm very thankful that she's my wife and the mother of my 3 children. I just want to thank each and every person, my family, my friends, my coaches, who supported me along this great journey. And I also want to thank the Hall of Fame for giving me this great honor, which I'm not sure if I'm deserving of, but I'm very willing to accept it and very thankful. So thank you very much.